Okay, back for the third round, and we got a pretty sweet hand here. Got pretty perfect mana. We got a way to protect our Deep Root Champion. One of the nice things about Deep Root Champion is if our opponent is on... Oh, I started with the wrong land. I'm an idiot. But if our opponent is on a control deck here, which Basic Plains would suggest, they might just not have an answer to Deep Root on turn 2. That is the case, I also probably just want to keep this in hand for now, so I can pump the Deep Root Champion. If this is the Catcher's Monument, they had to censor. That's unfortunate. If this is the Catcher's Monument deck, get ready for not a Catcher's Monument, the Second Sunrise deck. Get ready for a long game, ladies and gents. Well, we're just gonna try and jam a win condition again. I think you got to do it early in this matchup. This is one they can't deal with that well. They can have cast outs. Okay, they had the counter into counter. Let's pass here. They only have actual 3 spells that we care about in the whole matchup. So I think in the end, we're going to come out on top. I have the bottom. I need to look for lands. As long as we just keep making land drops. Maybe I'm a bit too aggressive with Tower, because once they're off 2 mana, there's so many answers. So maybe I should have waited with the Tower, because the other thing that this deck is known for is just not having hard counters in the main deck. It plays Supreme Wills over Disallows because it needs to dig for its second Sunrises. So eventually you can just always sneak in spells against them. I don't mind the Deep Root play, but maybe the Tower play isn't good. Okay, bottom, and I think I can top. I have 2 draws to hit a land. Doesn't hit it. They might just resolve a draw spell on tapped out here. Does hit the land. Awesome. So now I can pass, because if they tap out for a... actually, I might just champ. Yeah, I might just champ. Champ and pass. They can second Sunrise now, and then it's a decision whether to disallow it or not. I'm just going to pass again. I'm not going to attack, and that's because they sometimes have Emulating Glare, and it's a pretty dead card. And I don't want to have to protect the champion until it's pretty much almost lethal. Cycling some farmlands. They must have a lot of lands in hand to be doing that, I think. Cycles a Censor. I think I can just play a Gear Hulk here. They only have 4 cards in hand. They just haven't hit a draw spell. They've cycled a Censor. They could have another one. Another Censor would be kind of rough. They cycled so much at the end of last turn. I thought they would have cycled it if they had it, but seems fair. I'm on 6 lands. Keeping one seems relevant. They're only down to 3 cards. Makes me feel like I want to get in with this champion. They might have Glare here. They have 3 cards. Like if they do have Glare, there's so little else in their hand. What am I worried about with 2 disallows, you know? Well, we're not going to use this for anything else, so I might as well gain some energy and give this card +1/+1. Spell Pierce is actually pretty good in this matchup. The opponent hit infinite lands, so maybe in this one it's just not going to work out. That's fine. Eventually my guy will get big enough again to attack, which is kind of funny. But what usually happens is they go, you know, second Suns, I go Disallow. They go second Counter Spell, I Spell Pierce. pass here. Another Glimmer would be very nice. I'm going to go ahead and Magma Spray my guy. Again, same reason. Magma Spray doesn't do anything else in this matchup. And growing my Deep Root is actually important. Opt's a nice one. We'll rattle off an Opt, possibly to hit a land. Yeah, we'll take a land. As long as we can go disallow Spell Pierce, I'm pretty happy. I'm also probably just going to let the first one resolve. Still. Okay, we got our win conditions going. We still have disallow plus pierce. So that should be enough. More ops, more glimmers, anything like that would be very useful at this stage. Cast out. Do I want to fight over or cast out? I think we can. Again, maybe this is being greedy and we should be playing the game where we don't fight over anything. Yeah, that's fine. Picked up another counter spell. So I do have cast out. I thought cast out was going to say we'll see way more play when I saw it first. Okay, so we're going to go disallow. This feels like opponent has two and we could lose. I think I have to cycle the Censor and try and find another hard counter. It's rare that I lose these game ones, but maybe that fight over the cast out is what it's going to do it here. Oh, commit's a nice one. Let's go mountain. Attack for 4. We can commit memory and hope they don't hit one of their approaches. What happens if I commit memory now? I can commit this, make this 5 power, have a spell pierce, play memory. Okay, disallow just makes me want to keep playing like this. Because if opponent just decides to jam a approach, next turn I'd be losing. But now we're in an okay spot. Do I actually want to spell pierce that? I only have one card left. I think I do. I think that's spell pierceable. This thing has so many counters on it. Stupid Aether Meltdown. Do I have another removal spell? Do I just have to let that one resolve? I do. I can't. I can't just die to an approach next turn. Maybe eventually I gotta Gear Hulk down and use this. Though I'll probably just use Glimmer in that case. Bottom that. Harness does nothing. So we have 3 dead cards in the disallow. Not exactly looking brilliant. It's a tune. I like Cellular Wreckage. It's a sweet card. Glimmer resolves, unfortunately. There's opponents first opt. They're getting very far ahead, which means I might want to just memory. But we'll see. We can be patient. Makes me wonder if they did have the approach, if I should have just disallowed and try and put them on our 2-turn clock, but die to approach. I think that's like all my disallows, so I kind of want a memory here. Unless I finally hit a Gear Hulk, a second Gear Hulk. Nice, okay. I can memory end of turn, which I might do. I can also just memory in response. That's 2 approaches. Some of them only run 3, so if they get another one countered, I might just win. I think I am just going to memory because I'm out of disallows, but they still have 1 approach left. Fair Dead and Essence Scatter. Okay, memory. I have 3 dead cards, and I have no other ways to deal with an approach. So I think this is correct. That's a bad hand. That is a bad hand for winning this game. So if they just have an approach, they win here. Maybe only 1 approach left in their deck. Maybe I should take my chances and just keep passing the turn there. There's just so little left in my deck that actually does anything. Maybe I should have defended the Deep-Root Champion. They will just jam our approach if they have one here, I feel. Or not. Now we can just look for our win conditions. Seems great. Bottom that for sure. Another land, unfortunately. Bottom, we're just looking for disallows. We found one. That might just be good enough, but we'll see. Opponent probably has an abundance of removal spells now. Yeah, that's fine. Playing this game all over again. Opponent's ahead on time, which is stupidly irrelevant. I can pay for Supreme Verdict twice here. Okay. No idea why. Maybe I misclicked there. Glimmer's a really nice draw. Or are they just going to jam another one next turn? That is probably the nightmare. I'd have to Glimmer in response. Man, Commit Memory is so much fun. Yeah, that's fine. Bottom, I guess you always top with opt in these situations. Let's do this again. We'll keep both of these. Yeah, we'll keep both. We just need win conditions. We just deploy them one at a time as well. And we can throw out this Essence Scatter, which I don't think will ever get use. Make the same line, pass the turn. I don't know if this is fun for you guys to watch, but this is certainly fun to play. Well, they have another removal spell. They have a cast out. That's fine. We have to be a bit more stingy with our... I think we were way overzealous protecting our win conditions. We have 10 win conditions in the end. Yeah, and we can start to just like opt here. Try and get this Deep Root Champion bigger. Bottom, let's see if they have an Essence Scatter. Glimmer again. Just looking for more disallow. I know Gearhulk's a bit of a disallow, but now if they have like 2 Supreme Verdicts, they can still get around it. There we go, bottom. There's another Gearhulk. We get to opt. Even though it's a win condition, as I said, I think all we're looking for at this stage is actual permission. None again. Opt again. I'm just attacking with the champion, because if I attack with boat, we can get wreckaged again. Bottom. Play a land. We are super dead to an approach, because I doubt approach for one disallow is going to do it. Yeah, they had settled wreckage. Makes sense. We'll get that last forest out of our deck. Maybe we should keep that one. Maybe we should have kept Deep Root. It's going to end up bigger. Another one. No basics left to get. Let's just cycle this, because I think if we have a tower, I might actually just resolve it. There's all the Aether hubs. 17 cards left in my deck. I guess it's harder for them to lose the milling now that they have settled the wreckage. I'm going to get this other Gear Hulk into play. A lot of dead cards in hand. Let us glimmer. Maybe bottoming those towers was also a bit premature, but we can get those towers later. They stay irrelevant. Double tower. If we get in for 5 here, we might win and disallow. Okay, that was just perfect. Just a rub-ins. That's fine. Glimmer is also happening. Nothing we can do about that. I actually want to be able to pay for any Supreme Verdicts my opponent has. So for... Okay. I guess I'm not beating double approach if they get that. That's what they could have here, right? 5, 6, 7, yeah, easily. Is this going to come down to opponent being on one too many for me? That'd be quite funny. Still digging for that second approach, maybe. They've seen pretty much every card left in their deck, so... Hits the tower. Hits the Gear Hulk. Three cards left in the hand. Is it approach? Cycles 1. Cycles 1 means 4, that's 7. It's 4, 8. Means that I have enough to counter. But they can go for it again, but the Spell Pierce gets them. We have 9 damage with towers here. Well, this was a ridiculous game. Got him. 13-minute first game, including a memory. Okay, so we bring in these, we bring in these. The gates are great. Spell Pierce is decent. Chandras are great. And then these are also for consideration, because these end up drawing me so many cards through a game. All just removal out. So the question is, do we want to keep an Essence Scatters? Oh, we want to take out Hour as well, actually. No, then we just have the deck here. Let's run it back. Essence Scatters are decent. Maybe I want to cut 1 for 1 Shield Thief. I don't know. Shield Thief can only be good sometimes. It's not always good. The theory is now we have a bunch of Planeswalkers and we're trying to just get under our opponent's counters. Their goal is still to land a 7-mana spell. So there's time to resolve Planeswalkers. Let's opt. We can keep that. We can attune, and now we can get a red source. Pass. Gideon is a card we can be scared of sometimes, but Dynavault Tower does a pretty good job of handling Gideon. Ooh, so we get to go Tower, pass. Do you have Censor or Negate? You have Censor, okay. I think it's still best to do it while they're tapped that low. As I said, they could resolve a Gideon. That would be a bit irritating. I think we can just pass here. That's fine. Sometimes I like jamming Chandra and stuff on these turns because it means it's their Glimmer turn that they're taking off mana-wise. But with Regal Caracal, I don't want that to happen. They're going to miss a land drop. That is immense. Okay, no. Opt. We can bottom a tap land, I think. Let's see how many answers my opponent kept my deck. Their deck, even. It's interesting to know because their answers were all used last game. I don't think it was great for them to be winning the game. I don't think it's a way that they exactly can go around winning this by just answering my threats, but they might still just keep in all the answers. Otherwise, stuff like Deep Root Champion might just take over. We can just jam one now. I'll say committing an approach is probably one of the worst things I can do. Or the first one at least. The second one, that's fine. That's okay. Opponent didn't do that at the end of my turn. Does that mean they want me to? Does that mean they want me to top out here? Could be. If they don't have a Negator or Censor, we get this in. They could have Regal Caracal. Ah, okay. Makes some sense. Oh, no second answer for Chandra. That's pretty good news. And we do an Essence Scatter. See, this is something that happens only on Moto. It's not fantastic testing because there's no way my opponent in a real game is just like, stop in the middle of your combat before you do a turn. I'm going to do this for F6 value, you know. That's not something that happens in real life Magic. That's why when it happens, I'm considering whether my opponent's trying to trick me into doing it or not. this is a stacked hand. Let's see what we get on top. It's a Spiral Bluff Canal. Get the ultimate next turn. Sure, we'll scatter that essence. And we'll ultimate, and then it's going to be super hard to lose from here. So let's just kill opponent in response. I guess I could have done that tapped out. There's no need to actually pass a turn that I could have committed. I forgot I could have committed this. I also could have just gear hulked. There's no need to actually pass the turn. I'm just in so responsive kind of mood from playing that matchup. But yeah, that matchup is pretty in our favour. I think they only have a couple of cards we ever care about, and they have a lot of cards out of our deck they have to care about. So I found that to be quite favourable. This is the third or fourth time I beat it, but maybe if they had some more hard counters in the main deck. There's a lot of turns where I'm like, oh, I'm not beating Approach plus Disallow, but they don't have that. They only have Supreme Wells. So, thanks for watching the videos. I am going to do a quick wrap up and conclusion and one or two other directions we can go in this deck, so tune in for that.